I want to start by remembering. I'm sure the phrase Year 6 camp will bring back many memories for you all. Let's zoom in to the bus ride back home. You've either had an awesome trip or you just can't wait to get home. But you're surely looking forward to speaking to your parents and telling them about all the stories you'd seen on camp. For me, the bus was humming and alive, filled with chatter about who shoved who into the lake, or who it actually was that wouldn't stop snoring all night long. The bus was alive with energy, apart from a cold absence sitting next to me, silently. My friend sat there crying to himself, and I felt terrible. In Year 6, I was in a tight-knit friendship group. We did everything together. All our classes were together. We hung out after school. We would do the same things with each other. I was locked in to a clique. Now, cliques aren't inherently bad. They can make you feel included or belong. And when I'd just come to a new school, I couldn't wait to get into a group just like that. But for the past 2 weeks, some of the boys in my friendship groups had been picking on one of the other kids. Camp had only amplified it. Spending 100% of the time together for 5 straight days, every dig, every comment, every little interaction had begun to become a joke against him. It was relentless. I felt terrible, but I also felt powerless. I was new to the group, and I didn't have the confidence to stand up for him. So instead of speaking out, I just stayed silent. I would later learn that this is called the bystander effect. But for me at the time, I was just uncomfortable, confused, and conflicted. And I really didn't know what to do. I sat on the bus, hearing him tell me how wrecked he was, how he couldn't wait to get home to his parents just like me. Only he didn't want to go home and tell them about the pancake fight we'd had or the time we'd snuck out after bedtime. He just wanted to escape, to go back home and sit down in his armchair with his cat and talk to his siblings again. I remember saying to him, "Look, mate, they're just not nice to you. They're not being your mates. You're going to have to find some new friends." In hindsight, this piece of advice was not very helpful. It's incredibly difficult to just leave like that. Move away from all your friends and be on your own, especially when you're so connected to those around you. But a clique doesn't give you just a sense of belonging and correctness. They're powerful. And at the end of the day, you need to recognize when the clique is in control of you, not the other way around. In the end, my friend didn't get up and leave the friendship group, but slowly, I realized that I needed to. When talking about significant changes in life, it can be easy to say that from this day on, this happened, and my friendships changed. But in reality, it's almost never that simple. Friendships can shift slowly, sometimes imperceptibly, and that's why it's so important to be wary of them, especially if you're being smothered. That group was tight, not just because we were all close, which we were, but also because we were the same. We liked the same things, did the same things, laughed at the same joke, talked in the same way, wore the same clothes. I could always tell how someone else in the group was going to react because that was the same way you would react. I thought this was good, that we were connected, but now I realize that I was standing in an echo chamber. We were tight, but I'd never gotten the chance to say what we were tight about. And that's the real danger. Not the clique itself, but losing yourself within it. So, when Year 7 rolled around a few short months later, I began slowly branching out of that group, just slowly, doing other things, seeing new people, not a lot, but slowly. I made a new friend, found a new sport, tried a new club at school. Small everyday things, and it began to compound. I remember going up to my new friend and being like, I'm going to go and try out for the school play. It was like I was asking for permission. Like I was checking if that was okay. I felt as if I was saying, hey, is this something we do? Because I'd been so trapped in the way of the we in my old group that I'd lost sight of the me that I was becoming. My friend's response shocked me. He simply said, go for it. He wasn't sarcastic, but he wasn't going to do it with me either. He wanted me to do what I wanted to do. It sounds crazy, but this was completely new for me. The clique had the power to change my views without me even realizing it. I began to view year 7 as an opportunity, not to suddenly change everything, but to start choosing for myself. And slowly, it just clicked for me. This made year 7 so much better, now that I felt that I could choose what I wanted to do, rather than ask if we all like to do it. It was okay to have friends with opposing interests, but most importantly, I was regaining agency and my sense of self. And that's especially important when you're a high school student who might be like me and unsure exactly of what your place in the world is yet. If you find yourself in a similar situation, maybe you're in a clique like mine. Maybe you just have some friends who aren't acting in your best interests. Or maybe you just find yourself being pushed in some direction that you don't want to by a clique. It's important to be aware of it. You don't have to make some big change all at once, like I suggested on the bus. That's not realistic and very difficult to do. I'm just saying that for me, starting small and branching out slowly was achievable. It compounded and allowed me to get back in control. It wasn't one moment. It was small decisions, sitting with different people, saying yes to new conversations, letting myself think something different, even if no one else did. And that's what I'd encourage, starting small. Being ourselves should be something we choose to do, not something that a clique imposes upon us. Thank you.